All right.
Captain Bay!
This is a crisis. A large crisis. In fact, if you've got a moment, it's a 12-story crisis with a magnificent entrance hall, carpeting throughout, 24-hour porterage, and an enormous sign on the roof saying, "This is a large crisis."
The logical inconsistencies and contradictions in Craig's thinking, which he demonstrates in his speeches and debates, make his way of thinking and his worldview a crisis. A large crisis. A 12-story crisis. Here is one of those stories. Hello. It was brought to my attention by a video, the first link in the description, that a questioner asked a question on William Lane Craig's site, reasonablefaith.org. The question concerns a serial killer, for example, that Jeffrey Dahmer, who tortures and kills many victims. When he is caught, just before he is put to death, he becomes a Christian and he goes to heaven and enjoys himself forever after, even if he has committed all those sins. While his victims, some of them may be atheists, very good people, but atheists, they would go to hell and be tortured for eternity there. And the questioner asks, is this divine justice? William Lane Craig answers that God is not about justice, but about love. God loves everybody. God loves even Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer committed many sins, but that is okay because Jesus died for his sins. So Jeffrey Dahmer is pardoned and goes to heaven. But he goes to heaven only if he becomes a Christian. So this sentence, Jesus died for Jeffrey Dahmer's sins, is not correct if Jeffrey Dahmer does not become a Christian. Jesus did not die for his sins. But Jesus dying happened 2,000 years before Jeffrey Dahmer committed his sins. How can that be logically consistent? It can't. William Lane Craig has an answer. He says that God has middle knowledge. That means that before he created the world, God knew all future tense propositions. He says that a proposition is the information content of a declarative sentence. That means that everything that happens, that is information, a declarative sentence can be made for that. That is a proposition, and with a future tense, this proposition existed before God made the world. So there are many things happening in the world and many propositions. All those propositions apparently exist in a transcendent world. Not only the propositions, but all numbers, angels, demons, Satan, and other things that are not physical, not material. They must exist somewhere in a transcendent world, where God exists as well. But this creates a problem for Christians because that means that there is a crowd there in this transcendent world for which they don't have evidence at all. And God is only one of a crowd of other things. But William Lane Craig has an answer. He says, no, that is not true, because all those things, other than God, have been created by God himself. So God created, apart from everything physical that we can see here, in this transcendent world, God created numbers, angels, demons, Satan, and propositions. Do you see the difficulty now? So, William Lane Craig has answers for everything that happens. Now, why a sinner would go to heaven, but his victims would go to hell, because God knew all the propositions beforehand and made Jesus die specifically for the sins only of people that would turn to Christianity at some time in their life. But Jesus did not die for the sins of the people that do not turn to Christianity, even if some of those people have never heard of Christianity. God knew all these future tense propositions before he created the world. But William Lane Craig does not see the difficulty there, the logical inconsistency. Because if those propositions do not just exist in a transcendent world and God knows them, God has created them. But that means that God has created the propositions which reflect the information content of a declarative sentence, which is made only after some things have happened. That means that if God created that proposition, he must have created the thing that happened. He must have made this thing happen so that a declarative sentence is made for it, which is a proposition, a future tense proposition, at the time before God created the world. So that would mean that God makes everything happen. There is no free will. Everything that happens or what you think has already been predetermined before God created the world. Bye.
Now, in the case of foreknowledge, I don't think it's a causal relationship. It's not like our choices cause God to believe something, but it is rather that our choices determine how certain propositions are true or false, and God, being omniscient, knows only in all true propositions, and so, in that sense, his knowledge is logically posterior to our actions. Beep. Omniscience is defined in terms of propositional knowledge, of knowing only in all truths. Prior to God's decision to create the world, God knows how any free creature would freely choose in any circumstances God might place him in. That God can be operative in your life and answer your prayers without having to bring about miracles through his ordinary providence. And the key here is to remember that God, as an omniscient being, would know what any free person would freely do in any set of circumstances that he created them in. So that God can arrange for things to happen in the world without having to intervene miraculously or tinker in it, by simply setting up the circumstances and the agents in advance, so that when the time comes, the relevant events will transpire, perhaps in answer to a prayer. Papa. Proposition is the information content of a declarative sentence. God. This was St. Augustine's move. He was trained in Platonic thought, but realized that this realm of independently existing abstract objects was incompatible with theism. Well, I think the doctrine of creation means that God is the source of all reality outside himself, that apart from God, everything else has been brought into being by God.
Now, what is everything else?
Well, it would include all reality, whatever realms of reality you might think it exists. It would be all physical, concrete objects. It would be time and space themselves. It would be any realms of spiritual reality that you might believe exist, such as angels and other spiritual beings. Satan. And it would include any sort of abstract objects, if you think that those sorts of things exist.
Like mathematics, 2 plus
Yes,
2
like
equals 4.
Sets and numbers and propositions and so forth. Propositions and so forth.
Tell HQ that I've gone insane.